YouTube, this is Lucy from kbeautyhobbit.com, and today's video is a simple morning skincare routine for combination skin. If you've been with my channel for a while, you might remember my very first quite cringe-worthy video, which was a skincare routine and some simple makeup. And I would like to think that my video skills and my editing skills have come quite a long way in the last 6 months, and so I thought I'd reshoot it. But also, the products are going to be different today. The routine itself is a little bit different. It's a different season of the year right now. I'm using more steps than I typically do. And this video will not have makeup in it. I did recently a get ready with me makeup video that I will link down below. You can check out if you're curious about the makeup. I recently woke up, and during the regular week, the very first thing I do after I wake up would be my skincare. Today, however, is Sunday, so I had my breakfast and my coffee, and now I am ready to do my skincare thing. But my nighttime routine is still on my face, which was pretty simple last night. Nothing too heavy, nothing too crazy. And because I didn't use anything heavy or anything exfoliating, I am going to skip washing my face and I'm going to go straight into a toner pad, which is what I do most days. I don't usually wash my face in the morning because I don't feel like I need to, and it's just stripping the skin more than is necessary. The toner pads I'm using right now are by the brand called Huangjisoo. I've talked about this brand on my blog before, KBeautyHobbit.com. They are a budding, like clean vegan beauty brand from Korea, developed by a doctor, and they are meant to work for any skin type, including sensitive skin. This particular box was sent to me as a gift from the brand, but I have had their cleansing oil before. I've had their foaming cleanser. I like almost everything of theirs that I've tried, with the exception of their sheet mask, which just didn't work for me, but I've only tried one kind. So this one is a soothing mugwort pad, and it's quite a big disc like this. It's all wet saturated, and it has one embossed side and one smooth side. This is a pretty standard format for toner pads. I feel like they come in 1 or 2 sizes, either this size or smaller one, kind of across all brands. Purito has the toner pads this size. April Skin has the smaller ones. So I just gently wipe everything, including my neck, then try to move in the upward motion instead of downward. Unnecessary tagging or tugging on the skin doesn't help anything. So this takes off if there's anything left from my night routine, and also then works as a toner. And the reason that I picked the soothing ones, I have another variety of this as well, but I picked the soothing ones today because I have some little breakouts here, as you can tell. I also had my eyebrows threaded yesterday, and I've noticed that if I put anything on here the day of threading, like anything too heavy, then I tend to break out more. I also started to ask them not to do their lotion thing after threading, and the people who work at the threading salon always give me this weird look, like, really, you don't want the lotion? And I don't, and every time that I skip their lotion, I don't break out afterwards. So that's my little tip if you get your eyebrows threaded. Next thing I do is a serum, and right now I'll be doing this Purito one. It's the Purito Centella Unscented Serum. I've had their original version before. I have absolutely zero problems with it, but the original version had some essential oils in it, and people with very sensitive skin can be sensitive to essential oils. So I've seen the Purito buyers kind of reach out to the brand and say, we wish this came without essential oils, and Purito actually responded by releasing a few of their products in the unscented versions, which I appreciate. I think that's amazing to be this responsive. It's a pretty thick gel, but it's not sticky and it's not heavy. Just going to warm it up in my hands a little bit and then gently put it on. In the morning, the whole ordeal takes me, I don't know, no more than 5 minutes, I don't think. It is winter right now, although we've had some warm days. And even though my skin is combination, you can be both oily and dehydrated at the same time. And if my skin gets dehydrated, so it doesn't have enough moisture or enough water, then it gets even more oily. It just overcompensates, trying to hold on to the water that it does have by producing all this extra oil. So in the winter, I usually do a few extra steps. In the summer, I might just do a toner pad and then straight into the sunscreen, but not in the winter so much. All right, so this is pretty set in. And the next thing I do, again, this is more of my winter specific or cold weather specific steps. I'm doing a cream. Sometimes I'll do an emulsion, but right now I have this cream by the brand called Sferangs. I think that's how you pronounce it. It is the Tea Care Clearing Cream. It's a new to me brand. I've only had this for a little while. This is, I think, my first week using it. But it's a very nice oil control, oil balancing cream. And it looks thick, but it's not thick. It melts right into the skin. And it smells really good. Even though I prefer unscented products, to be honest. Just from the health perspective. I think fragrance is only there for aesthetic appeal. It doesn't really add anything to the efficacy of the brand, but I suppose it's all part of the experience. I think sometimes people are more likely to buy things if they smell good, but sometimes fragrance can cause sensitivity, especially if you use a lot of fragranced things. I'm gonna put some on my neck. Okay. I've been using this cream before bed as well. I really like it. It feels a little bit tacky when you first apply it, but then when it sinks in, all of that tackiness goes away. And I had my husband use it yesterday too, and he liked that. Okay. Then I'm going to let that cream get absorbed a little bit, and while I do that, I have this, let's see, what is it? Estina little lip balm slash lip mask. Very, very reminiscent of the Laneige. If you've used their lip sleeping mask, this is very, very similar in color and in texture. It's like a little lip gloss, a lip balm. And I put that on when I do my skincare. And then by the time I'm ready to do my makeup, it's mostly absorbed, but it's still, my lips are softer. And so then when I put on my lipstick, it looks better. Because otherwise all these little dry pieces get really highlighted by the lipstick, especially if I use a matte one. And I am using a matte one pretty much every day right now because I'm doing a project pan with some of my makeup. If you've seen, I have a project pan playlist if you're curious what that is and what I'm doing specifically. Alright, I think the cream is good. So then I have, of course, the most important step, the step that I will never skip no matter what's going on. I might skip washing my face, I might skip a toner, well, no, at night I won't skip washing my face, but in the morning I might skip washing my face. I might skip doing a toner, I might skip doing the cream and the serum, but I will never ever skip sunscreen. So this one is Thank You Farmer Safe Sun Fluid. It is SPF 50. And I just started using it. I bought it a little while ago, but I was working on finishing some of my other sun products. It has this little thin nozzle, and then it comes out like this. It is an all mineral sunscreen, which is what I prefer. And I am pretty generous with this. I've talked about sunscreens on my channel before. And I talk a lot about sunscreen because I'm quite passionate about the topic. Because sun protection is needed all the time. The UVA rays are present even when there's no bright sun, in the winter all year round really, and UVA penetrates pretty deep into the skin and inhibits collagen production. It's what can cause sagging and pores to look larger. If you're curious, Google truck driver UVA study and look at the picture. There's a picture online of this truck driver who, I think he drove a truck for like 20 years, and the car window, the windshield usually blocks the UVA, but the side windows do not, and the house windows also don't. And so you can see in that picture how the side of his face that was facing the window on the driver's side is so much more saggy than the other half of his face. So I don't ever skip sunscreen. So this has a little bit of a white cast. I don't know if you can see, but it's not bad. And this kind of like shininess after you apply it goes away once the product sinks in. Now don't forget your neck and don't forget the sides of your neck. And then I always do my ears as well, because it's actually possible to have skin cancer on the tops of your ears. It's also possible to have it on your lips. And skin cancer on the lips is a very devastating thing, because the treatments, especially if you need surgical treatments on it, I mean, you can imagine how hard it is from the human perspective to have anything done to your lips. Okay, so that is it for my morning skincare up to the makeup step. At this point, I would usually go get dressed and let the sunscreen really sink in really well and set in, and then I would go back to the bathroom and do quick makeup. I usually just do mascara and a powder as a normal rule. Lately I've been doing a little bit more makeup because I'm doing Project Pan, and like I said, I have a video talking about that. But as far as morning skincare, this is it. It can be even more simple. There's some like all-in-one products that you can use, and that's what I showed in my first video. I was just doing a toner pad there, and then like a 3-in-1 toner, or what was it, emulsion serum, like all-in-one kind of lotion product, and then SPF. My biggest advice would be to never skip SPF. Like if that's the one thing you do in the morning, just do that. And of course reapply throughout the day if you're outside and whatnot. So I hope this was useful to you. Let me know in the comments what you thought. If you have any requests for future videos, please let me know, because I like to film things that are interesting, that are useful. I don't film for myself. Well, I do enjoy the process, but I mostly film so that it would be helpful to other people. So I hope you're having a great week. I'll see you next Saturday. Check out my social media platforms. I have Instagram at KBeautyHobbit and a blog, kbeautyhobbit.com, as well as a Facebook group, Korean Beauty Fanatics. So I'll see you next Saturday, and until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you.